Hi everyone, I hope you're well. It was really nice to see you all getting involved with the Cook badge last week, so I hope you enjoyed that. This week we're going to have a look at our Communicator badge and meet some of the requirements for that one, hopefully. So, here we go. The first one that you need to do is you need to learn your parents' phone number. So to do this, maybe just practice learning it, repeating it, maybe have a go at writing it down without looking, and just spend the week trying to see if you can learn it. Of course, it's important not to go around giving out your phone number to everyone, so you don't need to send it to me. If your parents say that you've been practicing, then that's enough to meet this requirement. The second one is you need to phone someone. Now, at the minute, a lot of people are stuck inside, a lot of people are by themselves, they might be getting a bit bored, so I think it would be really nice to maybe phone someone like a grandparent or a friend and see how they're doing and ask about them. So that's our second requirement for this badge. Those are the first two, and they're not so bad. But the third one is a little bit trickier. For this one, we need to learn about Morse code. So you might know the name Morse code, but it was invented by a man named Samuel Morse in 1830, which is about 190 years ago, and it's a way of communicating over long distances. So he invented this a long time before the telephones were a thing. So he'd noticed that horses or sending messages by horses or carrier pigeons or sending letters in the post took a really long time to get anywhere. It took a long time for people to receive these messages, and he wanted to speed this up. So he invented a way of communicating over long distances by sending electrical pulses that could then be translated into letters and messages. So what would happen is he would send little beeps out, and then the different beeps could be translated into letters. Um, and then this version was updated a little while later into the version we use nowadays, which is the International Morse code. So what would happen is he would either send a short dot or a long dash, and then these different combinations would make up the different letters. And then even after telephones were used, which were obviously a lot easier to talk with, it was still used a lot, even out. So like places like out at sea, where because telephones needed cables in order to work, they couldn't set up telephone cables out at sea, so they would still use Morse code out at sea. Or they would use it in the army a lot because they couldn't set up telephone cables in certain areas, or they wanted to send coded messages and they would use Morse code for that. So it was used right up until about 20 years ago, but it's not really used very much now except for things like this. So, what does it sound like? Let's have a little listen. If it loads. So, can you hear the different dots and the dashes that make up the words in it? Have a listen, see if you can work out which ones are dots and which ones are dashes. Alright, so you can also hear it or you can write it down to see how it looks. So this is what each letter would look like if you wrote it down as a dot or a dash. And I'll send you this picture so you can look at it easier. So our plan is for this week's challenge is I'm going to send you some messages in Morse code, and you're going to have to try and decode them using this picture of the different letters. So what will happen is there'll be a couple of different questions, and you'll have to work out the answers by translating them, and then I would like you to email them to me, the different answers. So what you'll need is you'll need your parents' email address. They can set that up for you, and then you can write the answers in the email and send them to me, and I'll see who's got them right. And you don't just have to put the answers in the email. If you want, you can put a little message. You can tell me about what you've been doing or something cool you've done or how your day's been, as long as you include the answers at the end as well. And then that should be everything you need for this badge, which will be really great. So good luck everyone, and I hope you have fun doing this one.